Hi everyone, and welcome back to the ParleAfrica channel. My name is Paul King, and today I'm going to be taking you guys through the web application that we have and how you can navigate and find your way through the app. So I'm just going to get started. If I go to Chrome, so essentially just type in ParleAfrica like this. ParleAfrica.com. Yeah, and then when you go there, this is the page. So as you can see, it prompts me. It says already have the app. Open ParleAfrica from your home screen for the best experience. This is because I have already opened this before. So if this is your first time opening the app, it's going to you will see a pop-up notification that says you should add the web app to your home screen. So please, you have to do that. And also you could get a notification that says I can't remember exactly the words now, but it's more or less prompting you to allow or block ParleAfrica from accessing your notifications. Please do well to allow and not block. All right, so I'm just going to close this. Yeah, so I want to take you guys through the home page. It's basically nothing much. So learn French, connect with Africans. You could go through this on your own. This is not exactly why I'm doing this video. So this is the landing page, and this is the footer, and this this is it right here. So you can see that it is prompting me to open this in the ParleAfrica app for the best experience, but I have not added it yet as to my home screen. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So if I click on this icon here, I can, don't mind my phone is not in English, it is in French, but essentially this is, I'm using Chrome. So if you click on the share button on Chrome, you would see something like add to home screen, and I'm going to do exactly that. So when you click on add to home screen, it's going to bring this page where it shows you the icon and it tells you to add a name. You don't have to edit the name, just leave it as ParleAfrica and then click on save. So when you save it, it will now be on your phone. This is it added to your home screen, just like every regular app. So the next time you want to come and open the app, you don't have to go to the browser. You can just click on this icon here and then it will launch the application. So you will notice that that banner that says open this in the app is no longer showing, because it can actually detect that you are not on your browser. So that will be it. So this is how the homepage looks. One of the benefits of actually using the app and not opening it on your browser is in-app notifications. If you are using the browser, you might not be able to get in-app notifications, because you using it as a standalone like this gives you that flexibility of using it as though it is a mobile application, even though it is not. All right, so you can see this draggable icon here. This draggable icon is our AI assistant, Cisco AI. So you can literally ask it anything at all, whether about the application or about French language or about culture. You can literally ask it anything and then you can get responses. So if I ask it, how do I sign up on ParleAfrica? Can you see that? So it gives me exactly what I need to do. All right, so that's that about that. So that's the AI assistant. It's usually available on every page, so you can always use it if you need to use it. So this hamburger icon here, if I open it, you can see everything that we have. Currently I am not signed in. uh, there's a community feature, there's the lessons feature, there's the leaderboard, studio, FAQ, blog, contact, support us, community guidelines, premium, and then you have the theme, the language, and then the sign up and sign up buttons. So essentially I can also change my theme. If I want to use light mode, I can change. I'm on light mode, and if I change it back, I'm on dark mode. I can also come here to change my language. There's the flexibility of you actually using English, French, or Pidgin. So if I change it to French, you will notice that the whole application actually renders in French. And I can also come back to say, you know what, I don't want French again, just give me English. All right, so this is English. All right, so I'm just going to continue and show you and sign in. For some reason I'm going to have to raise this as a bug. The pigeon is not showing. I'll fix that so that you can actually use that. But if you use this on a desktop, you should be able to see it very clearly. But then this will be fixed. So I'm going to sign in now. If I sign, I already have an account, so I'm not going to sign up. But you could sign up if you do not have an account. This is the sign, and this flow is very simple. You could either choose to sign up by filling the form or by signing up with Google. Either one works. But and if you have a referral code, you can put it here as you are signing up. So that will be it. But I have an account, so I'm just going to sign in using my account. Let me use this. What's the comment, please? Alright, so I'm just going to use this mail, and then I'm going to put my password, and then I am going to log in. Okay, it says incorrect password. Alright, so I am signing in into my account. Data. Alright, so I'm in the application now. I'm signed in, and it brought me to the feeds tab. So the feed is situated right under the community. Now if you can see, there's this enable notifications that is right at the top right. If you don't want to receive in-app notifications, you can come here to disable this. Sorry, to enable or disable anyone. So so you see that, so it's notifications on. I can turn it off, but I'm going to leave it on because I want to receive in-app notifications. So this is the feed where you can actually this is the community where you can actually make a post. You could probably ask a question. Maybe you are stuck on a grammar rule, or you're trying to just ask something in the community. So just see this as a community of language learners where you can make your own posts. I'm just going to make my posts. Testing. I am just walking some guys through. So don't mind the post, but just take it like that for the sake of this test and demo. Now I just put up a post, so you can see that. You can like the post if you want. You can unlike. You can also comment on the post. Anybody can comment. I'm not going to comment, but I'm just trying to show you what you can do. So you can also, I can edit my post if within 5 minutes of posting. So after 5 minutes I won't be able to edit this post, but I should still be able to delete my post. I can also save this post. If I save this post, this icon is to save. If I save this post, it goes, you can come here to come and check your saved posts. So you can save your post, you can also save the post of other people, and I can also choose to remove this post from saved. Now if I remove it, it's gone. So come back to feed. This is where you can see the post of others. You can interact with the post, you can like, you can comment, you can save. And another thing you can do is that you can report a post. So if you deem a post to be inappropriate, maybe this community is for learning. So if you deem a post to be inappropriate, you could report the post by clicking this report. If you click on report, it's going to ask you, why are you reporting this? So you pick from this: spam, is it an harassment, hate speech, misinformation, inappropriate content. You pick one, let's say spam, or let me just say misinformation, and then you submit report. Now I'm not going to submit this because I don't want to report that person's post, but if I do that, it goes to the admins and they can review it, whether it is actually worthy of taking an action or not. But that's essentially what you could do. So you could see the name of the person who put up the post, the time the post was put up, and the profile of the person. So if you click on so when you scroll down, okay, so I clicked on the profile of that person, and you can see the details of that person. Name of the person is New Lower Heritage, member since, the dates, novice. I'll get into this shortly. The person is an amateur, with 80 points, and it means it takes about 20 points for the person to move to the next rank. The person's bio: I am beautiful. Community point, total point is 80. Leaderboard rank is position number 4. So you can see this person, about the person. Person has been a member since July 2nd of July 2026. Posts, I can also decide to check the post of that person. The person has only made 3 posts so far. So essentially that's so let me just go back to the feed. So that's everything on that feed. You load more, you can choose to click on it, so it's, you can see more posts, and that will be that. So I'm just going to go to the next tab, which is birthday. When you were filling the form, when you were signing up, it is required that it is not actually compulsory, but you could have put your birthday. So you can see people who have birthdays today, no birthdays today. This month, one person had a birthday this month. All right, so you can see now on this tab, you can actually wish and celebrate people on their birthdays. So this person, I actually wished this person on July 2nd. That was his birthday. So you can wish somebody a happy birthday by just clicking the wish icon, but because I already wished the person, you can see I can't re-wish. And then you can also choose to write a birthday message. So you have to see the wish like you liking something. You have to see the writing a birthday message like you commenting. Just think of it like that. So you can wish. Wishing just means you are not saying anything, you are just wishing. Writing a birthday message means you actually want to write a message. So as you can see, not only me, I've celebrated this person on the birthday, I wrote a message. 2 other persons also wrote a message. So you can just type here and then click on send, and that will be it. The same thing applies. You can edit and delete your comments if you want to. So that will be that for birthday. On your own birthday too, if you have filled your birthday when registering, your birthday will show here. All right, so if what happens when, okay, what if I did not submit my birthday details while I was signing up? You can go to your profile and edit your information anytime. or whether you want to update it, maybe there was a mistake or something, you can always do that. Alright, so I'm going to go to the wins tab under the community. The wins tab actually shows the wins in the community. So you could see Oluwafemi Odenwale has posted one time on this date. This guy just got promoted to the amateur rank. Mohammed has posted one time. So it just shows you people's accomplishments. Several things are being tracked. For example, Accountabilty has received 10 likes. Several things have been tracked. So if you get promoted to another rank, it is tracked. If you post for the first time, or let's say you make 10 posts, a lot of things are being tracked. If you complete a lesson, it's also being tracked. Yellow Heritage just completed 5 lessons. So essentially, the wins show here, not just your wins, but the wins of others in the community. People, this is actually where you can get to see community members and your own friends. So there are 2 tabs. There's everyone, there's friends. So everyone here shows the list of every member of the community, while friends show your own friends. I'll get into that also shortly. So you can actually come here, send a friend request to people if you want. This person here, Ayomide Isenudi, I have sent him a friend request, but he's yet to accept. That is why it shows cancel. So I can decide to cancel if I don't want to, if I am not interested in sending again. But for those that shows add, it means I'm not friends with them. For those that show remove, we are friends. So I can choose to remove the person. Remove is unfriend essentially. Alright, so essentially I have 5 friends and you can see them here. So that's that about that. Then saved, I think I've already talked about this before. I can choose to save my post. I can also choose to remove it. Let me remove this post. Come back. For some reason, I think there's a bug here. I removed the post, but it didn't remove. Alright, let me just take note of that. Okay, so let's move on to other things. So these icons on top here, this is the message icon, this is the notifications icon, and this is the hamburger icon, my top right. So if I click on the message icon, you can see it brings me to the messages page where I can see my messages, my friends, and I can also see partners. I'll get into all this shortly. The notifications tab shows me notifications that I have received. So when you receive a new notification, it comes here. And then definitely the hamburger icon shows you the other things in the application that we have not talked about. So you could see this is my profile. Let me just go to my profile. If you click on your name or your picture, it takes you to your profile. This is my profile. Under my profile, I can see my name, I can see my picture, I can see my rank, I can see the date I joined. I can also see how many ranks it takes me to get to senior. I can set my bio, my birthday is there, and then my community point is here. My leaderboard rank is also here. My referral link is also here, so I can choose to copy it and maybe share it with somebody. Every user has a unique referral link. So I can come to the second tab. I can see my posts, all the posts I have made so far. I can see them here, and I can also come here to see my friends. Now on this page, I can actually see even the friend requests that are pending. I can see them here. I can choose to cancel. I can also choose to remove any of these people if I no longer want to be friends with them. Alright, so that I can also choose to edit my profile, and I can do that here. Choose to edit my profile and save or cancel. I'll just cancel. That's that under my profile. So now let's talk about lessons. If I click on the lessons tab, it brings me here. So here I can see lessons and I can choose to take any of the lessons. I can see beginner, intermediate, advanced, saved. I can also save lessons. It will appear here if I try to save lessons. Alright, so I'm going to go to, if I click on a lesson, now this lesson shows completed because I have marked it as completed. I can click on the lesson and it will take me to the lesson, to the particular lesson. So now this is the lesson. It shows completed because I have actually taken it before. So this is the lesson. You can choose to I've actually saved this lesson too. That's why this is saved. Let me unsave it. If I click it back, I have unsaved it. If I click it again, I have saved it. I can also share. If I click on this share, it copies the link for this lesson, and I can paste it somewhere. Maybe I want to share it with a friend. I want to post it in the community. That all that can happen. I can also choose to listen to this lesson. Let's say I don't want to read it out. I actually want it to read it out for me. So I'm going to play it so you can hear how it sounds.
Basic greetings. Learn essential French greetings and introductions. In this lesson, you will learn how to greet people in French. Key phrases include
I think it's
bonjour,
because
good day,
I'm
formal,
connected to
bonsoir,
the microphone,
good evening,
so you
au
cannot
revoir,
hear it.
goodbye, s'il vous plaît, please, formal,
I'm not sure if
s'il
I
te
can hear it,
plaît,
but it's very
please,
low. I think
informal.
it's because I'm
Practice these
connected to a
phrases by
microphone.
listening to
So,
native
but
speakers and
essentially,
repeating them
you
out
could,
loud.
let me just stop. You could listen to the lesson. So when you listen to it, it is going to actually read the lesson out. So it will read it in the two languages. This is French. So when it encounters a French word, it actually pronounces it in French. And when it encounters an English word, it pronounces it in English. So you can actually get to hear how French words sound in real time. So when you are done with the lesson, you could mark it as completed, and I can go back to the next lesson by just clicking on this. If I click on it, it takes me to the next lesson. This is the next lesson. As you can see, I can choose to go back to the previous lesson by clicking this. Yeah, that's how it works. So I'm just going to go out to the next lesson by clicking the next one. I've completed this one also. I'm going to go to the next one. Yeah, so I've completed this one also. I'm going to go to the next one. I think this one should interestingly, I've completed this one too. Let me just keep going. Okay, as you can see, this one I have not taken this lesson. This is how it appears. So I can, when I'm done with the lesson, I can choose to mark it as completed. So if I click on mark as completed, sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing. I clicked on back. So I'm going to click on the lesson again. If you click back to lessons, it takes you back to the lessons page. So I'm going to click mark as completed, and it is completed now. So that is exactly what this lessons is all about. So you can take as many lessons as you want. All right, I'm going to go to the leaderboard page now, the leaderboard. Now this is the leaderboard page where you can see the top community members ranked by activity points. Now let me quickly explain something. Every action you take on the application actually attracts points. So this is what you can find. When you refer a friend, you actually get 10 points for every friend you refer. When you upgrade to premium, you get 20 points. I'm going to explain this premium shortly. When you complete your profile, that means you added the bio and a photograph, you actually get 10 points. When you report an inappropriate post, you get 10 points for reporting it. When you first log in, your first login bonus is 5 points. When you accept every friend request you accept gets you 5 points. When you complete the lesson, you get 5 points. When you keep daily streak, maybe post or comments, you get 3 points daily. When you create a post, 2 points. Comment on a post, 2 points. When you write a birthday application for somebody, you get 2 points. When your post gets saved by somebody else, you get 1 point. It means if 1,000 people saved your post, you get 1,000 points. If you like a post or you comment, you get 1 point. If you reply to a comment, you get 1 point. If you wish someone a happy birthday, you'll get 1 point. I think I've explained the difference between wishing and writing a birthday appreciation. So when you acknowledge a birthday message as the celebrant, if you are the celebrant, you can actually acknowledge each birthday message that people send you. You also get 1 point for doing that. So all time shows you the point of users ranked all time Why for this week? This just shows you for this week, data for this week. This is why this one shows you cumulatively. All right, that's leaderboard. This updates in real time, so it's always updating based on people's activities. Let me go to the next thing, studio. All right, so this is the studio, and there are 6 applications in this studio that can the studio is more or less designed to help you learn and improve your learning. So this is a translator app that you can use to translate between English and French, French to English, even pidgin to English. And I did not mention, actually, everything on the app works in the 3 languages: English, French, pidgin. Even the AI assistant, I can actually speak and type in pidgin and it will actually understand. The same thing with the translator. I can choose, okay, I want you to help me translate pidgin to English. So if I say how una dey, so it translates, it says how are you. Now I want to translate from pidgin to French. Can you see that? How una dey, comment server. So you can do the same thing. I want to do French to English. Maybe, okay, you know what? Let me copy this word. I copied this, and I'm going to do French to English. Let me do English. So I'm going to translate from French to English, and I'm going to just paste what I copied here. So if I want to translate this from French to English, can you see? How are you? Let me say French to pidgin. How body day. So the translator app works in the 3 languages. The next one is the let me click on the next one, is the vocabulary builder. So this vocabulary builder helps you. You can save words. You can save words as you are learning the vocabularies. You can save the words and they all show here. So all these things, you have to see them as folders. I have several folders. These are words from songs. If I click on this folder, you can see that under this, I have just 2 words saved in this folder: Papaote and She Pass on V. So I can choose to delete the word. I can choose to delete it. I can choose to read it
I don't
aloud
feel like it.
by playing it. I can choose to do that. I can also choose to add a new word inside this folder. So let's say this is where I save new words I get from songs. So let me say I want to save a French word that says, I don't know. Let me just type something fun. Now, if I don't know the English translation of the word, I can tell there's an AI help here. AI can autofill it for you and add. So if I click on this AI autofill, it's going to help me actually generate the word and add it. As you can see, AI has added it for me. Fun actually means hunger, and it has added it. So I can choose to hear how fun sounds in French. I can choose to hear how hunger sounds in English. And I can choose to delete the word if I don't want it to exist anymore. I've done that. I deleted it. So that is how this works. So all these are folders. You can see the word count is inside, is to the right of the list. Word from songs has 2 words in it. This folder here has 0 words. You can just go ahead and create a list or create words, vocabularies inside those lists. If I want to create a new list, all I need to do is to click on this plus icon here, and I can create a new list, a new folder. So that's that about that. I'm not going to do that. I already have enough lists that I have created. Now also, another thing you can do here is that you can come back to say, okay, I want to review these words. If I click on review, can you see? It takes the word, when you click on it, it will reveal the meaning for you. Papaote actually means what's up, and it uses it in a sentence. It sort of just helps you, gives you details about that word. You understand? And then you can click on either mastered or learning. So if you've really got if you've gotten a good grasp of that word, you can choose to tag it as mastered. If you are still learning it, you can choose to click on learning. And if you want it to uh, to go over it again, you can choose click on again. So this is the second word here. I can click that on mastered. If I click that as mastered, it says review complete. You review 2 words, back to list. So all I did was to just come here to come and review the 2 words that I added to this list. Can you see? Mastered is now 1, learning 0, 1 new word 1. So this just gives you stats under each list and words in that list. All right, so I'm going to go to the next one. And I should also say that you can add words to vocabulary directly from all the other apps. So let's say I'm trying to translate a word and I feel like, oh, let me add this word to my vocabulary because I want to actually master it. I can just click on this save. If I click on save, this save button here, can you see that it actually brings up the lists for me? So I can say, okay, I want to put it inside phrases. I want to put the word inside this phrases folder. So I can just click on the plus icon and then it should actually add it to the phrases folder for me. Let me double check that. Phrases. Actually, it has not saved. Let me go back to the list and save it. When it saves, it should actually give you a check mark that tells you that that word is saved. For some reason, the word is not saving. I think I have to note that down also. Let me try and put this in another folder so I can understand what is going on. Let me put it inside travel. All right, I'll note this down and fix and or raise it to be fixed. Whenever you click on save, it's supposed to actually save into that folder and then it shows you a green tick that okay, that's what has been saved. So let's go to the next one, which is the pronunciation. So under pronunciation, you can literally type in a word. Let's say fun. Let me use the same word that I used the other time. So you can type in a word and tell it to analyze the pronunciation of that word. So if I click, all right. So let me ensure this thing is still recording. All right. So that's that about that. So you can choose to listen.
Fa.
You can choose to listen
Fa.
to the word and it will pronounce it. You can also choose to save it. If you click on save, the same thing will come up and you can put it in you can put the word just come here and type. Let's say I want to type something like command server. Yeah, I will deliberately spell it wrongly so that it can correct me. No, I want to spell it wrongly deliberately. Yeah. Now, command server, I will click on check grammar. Can you see? It tells me what is wrong. 2 issues found. It gives me the corrected version. And then it explains the error and the mistake I made, and it gives me a grammar tip. So it helps you in real time. So this is more like your companion in learning, where you can actually get to learn in real time without needing an assistant. So you can save the word, you can listen to
Comment
it.
ça va?
You can also copy the word. Anyone works. Alright, so that's that about grammar. Let's go to the next one, which is the phrase alternatives. So here, all you are coming to do is to say, oh, I know how to say I am tired in French. Je suis fatigué. Can you give me 5 other alternatives of saying this same thing in French? So if I click get 5 alternatives, it actually gives me 5 alternatives of saying the same thing. And that's what this is for. So what if I don't know the French meaning? I have the English. All you need to do is to click on this I have English and type the English there. You are not serious. That is what I want it to generate for me in French, but I don't know what it means I don't know how to say it in French. So it's going to tell me how to say it in French and 5 other ways of saying it. Can you see that? This is what it says. So this is exactly what this is about. You can also choose to save the words, save these phrases. You can choose to read it aloud. You can choose to do anything really. Then the last one is conjugation drill. This is where you can practice your verb tenses in French. So all you need to do is to come here, put the French there. Let's say parler. Put the French there, French verb there that you want it to help you with in the conjugation. Then come and pick the tense. Do you want it to conjugate it for you in past? Past tense as passé composé or imparfait or futur simple, anyone. So let's say I want passé composé of this. And then if I click on conjugate, it actually gives me the conjugation. How can I say this in French with all the conjugations right here? In fact, it will go ahead and use it in sentences, so you can see how that is used in real time. It also gives you a language tip here. So this is the studio, and this studio is made to optimize your learning such that even without a companion or an accountability partner, you can actually make progress in your learning. So I'm going to go to the next thing, which is the FAQ. Now the FAQ page shows you everything you need to know about ParleAfrica. There are several questions here. I'm not going to go through everything because I believe I've already explained most of this. What is ParleAfrica? It explains ParleAfrica is a community platform built for Africans learning French. Take structured lessons from beginner to advanced, connect on the community feed, make friends, send direct messages, celebrate birthdays, save posts, and blah 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 blah. So now, is ParleAfrica free? I think I have not talked about this. Do you need an account to use ParleAfrica? Yes. There are just a very few things you can do without actually signing up or signing in. You can definitely access the home page without signing in. You can use the FAQ. You can also use the support page and the contact page, but this FAQ is not updated. I'm going to update it. So you can do this, but to access pretty much every other thing, you need to be signed in on the app. Is ParleAfrica free? Yes, ParleAfrica is free to join, but there are some things that are not free. For example, the language studio is not free. But usually when you sign up, you are going to get 3 months free premium access, which means that you are literally going to get 100% access to use everything on the application. However, after your 3 months, you will then become a free user and you can decide to upgrade to premium after that. Now, what's the difference between premium and free users? Free users have access to they can take lessons. Everybody can take lessons. Everybody can interact in the community. But the advantage of premium over the free tier is that the language studio is exclusive to premium users. That's one thing. Direct messaging is also exclusive to premium users, which means that if you are not premium, you cannot send a direct message to your friends. You cannot chat with them personally. You can definitely interact in the community. You can make posts, you can ask questions, you can do all sorts, but direct messaging, you cannot do that. Now, a premium user can send you a message, but you will not be able to respond because you are not on premium. If you need to respond or you need to be able to use the messaging feature, you have to upgrade. Then another thing is that I'll talk about the accountability partners when I get to messages. But essentially, those are differences. Also, you need to be able to, if you are premium, you can put up a profile picture in your profile. But if you are not premium, if you are free, you need a minimum of 1,000 points to be able to do that. All right. So how do I create posts? I've talked about all this. How do I end points? I've talked about that. All you need to do to end points is just to actually interact in the community. Everything you do actually earns you points. I've talked about that. Now, what are the ranks and how do I level up? We have about 13 ranks in this platform. We have novice, we have amateur, we have senior, enthusiast, professional, expert, leader, veteran, master, ultimate, sapphire, emerald, and ruby. And all this, so 0 is novice. When you get to 100 points, you are going to be promoted to the amateur rank. When you get to 300 points, you'll be promoted to the senior rank, and it goes on and on. To get to ruby, you need 20,000 points. Now, later on in the future, we are going to attach things to these ranks. So let's say if you are a veteran, there are things that you should be able to have access to based on the fact that you are a veteran. Now, someone who is not veteran will not be able to access it until the person gets to veteran. But for now, those are still in the works. So what do I unlock with higher ranks? For now, you need at least 1,000 points or to be on the professional rank before you can upload a profile picture. Otherwise, it's just your avatar that will be showing. What makes up your avatar? The initials of your name. So if your name is Paul King, your profile will say PK. That's what it will say. So can I redo a lesson? Yes, you can take a lesson as many times as you want. Just that you will only be given 5 points the first time you attempted to take that lesson. So when you mark it as completed, you get 5 points. The next time you come back to take that lesson, you won't get any point for that particular lesson. So how does the birthday feature work? I've already explained that. How do I add friends? I've explained that. How does direct messaging works? I've explained that. You can literally send messages to your friends. For you to send message to somebody, the person has to be your friend. So you need to send a friend request to the person. The person has to have accepted for you guys to be able to send direct messages to each other. I've already explained premium. How much does premium cost? 1 month is 2,000, 3 months is 5,000, 6 months is 10,000, and 12 months is 18,000. But as I said, when you sign up, you get 3 months free premium access. Can I try the language studio before paying? Yes, I already said that. Do I get a weekly summary of my activities? Yes, every week you get a weekly summary of all your activities via email. So far, you are a registered user on our platform. How do I enable push notifications? As I said, one of the strengths of you using the app as using the website as an application is that you will be able to get notifications. Just like, I'm not saying in-app notifications, I mean push notifications. Just the same way OPay sends you notifications, your Instagram sends you notifications, you will get real-time notifications. So if someone sends you a friend request, you don't have to be on the app to actually get a notification that, so sends you a friend request, then you can come to the app to. So if someone sends you a message, you also get notification. Practically, you get notifications for mostly all things that has to do with communication and stuff. All right. What will I be notified about? If you have new messages, you get a notification. If someone sends you a friend request, you get a notification. If someone accepts your friend request, you get a notification. If someone likes your post or comments on your post, you get a notification. If someone wishes you a happy birthday or appreciates you on your birthday, you get a notification. If you get promoted to the next rank, you get a notification. You also get sometimes daily reminders and stuff, and weekly emails. You get all those things in your notifications. So how do I report a post? I've talked about that. What happens after I report somebody? Our moderation team is going to review it and then take actions. Now, if you report somebody's post, it is anonymous. The person is not going to know that you are the one who reported the post. What other thing have I not talked about? Yeah, you can add, whether you're on Android or iOS, you can actually use this app use the web app as, you are using it like a mobile app, like a native app, but it is not a native app. All right, so this just tells you the guide of how to add it to your own screen, which I've already explained earlier. All right, that will be that for the FAQ. Then we also have a contact us page where you can actually contact us. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, on our socials essentially. You can also send us a mail at this ParleAfrica@gmail.com. This is how you can actually contact us. And you can also support us if you feel like we are doing great and you want to support us. You can actually do that on Seller. All you need to do is to click on this icon that says show love, and then it will take you to Seller where you can actually support us by donating to us. All right, that will be it. Before I wrap up this video, I want to talk about the blog. We also have a blog where you can actually read articles about language, about culture, about French. There are several languages you can read. I said language. There are several articles, and you can actually take the articles and read. As time goes on, there will be more articles, and you can actually read. You can actually super like it, and you can also share the article. So I can either copy the link to share, or I can choose to share on Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, and so on. So I think I have explained pretty much everything on the application. If there's anything that I have not explained, I don't think there's any other thing. Okay, one more thing that I have not explained is the accountability feature on accountability partners feature. So there is the luxury of you creating an accountability partner. One of the advantages of premium that I did not mention earlier is that as a premium user, you have the privilege of actually directing messaging admins and super admins. Right in your messages tab, you are going to see them. So this guy is a super admin and this guy is an admin. I can decide to actually message them. Let's say I run into a blocker and I need immediate response from the admin, or something. I just need to message the admin. I have that luxury to actually send them a direct message and they respond. Yeah, they need to be added as friends. So if you send them a message, if you send them a friend request, they're definitely going to respond by actually accepting it, and then you can actually communicate with them. But if you are a free user, you will not have that access. However, you can chat with your friends also. This is personal messaging. You can actually send messages to your friends, and that will be that. Then let's talk about the accountability partners before we call it a wrap. See this like a group feature where you can actually create a group and add friends, maybe people that you are studying together. You can actually create. The purpose of this is for people to have accountability partners. So let's say I'm learning French and I have two other friends that we are also learning together. I can create a group for three of us where we interact to study. So look at this group. This is a study group I created, and we are three in the group. So a group can actually take a maximum of 5 people. So myself and 4 other persons. I cannot add more than 4 persons plus myself in the group. And the essence is just for us to communicate. So everybody can send a message in the group, provided that they have accepted the request to join. So you can also come here where you can see the stats of each participant in the group. So this is me, this is this other guy, this is this other guy. The 4th person has not accepted the invite. So I can choose to actually cancel the request or wait for the person to accept. And I can also choose to add a new person by clicking on this icon here. So now if I come here, this is going to show me a list of all my friends. So I can choose to invite the person to join. It shows remove because this person is already in the group. For this person that it says nudge, this is the person that I have sent the request to but has not accepted. So I can choose to nudge the person. Nudging is like sending a reminder for the person to join. But for this person that it says invite, it means the person is not there at all. So I can choose to invite the person. But once we reach a total of 5, I will no longer be able to add any new person, except I remove somebody to add another person. Alright. I can also choose to delete this group if I was the one who created the group. Now, as a member of this group, you can decide to leave the group. That's fine. But if the admin, no, not the admin, if the person who created the group decides to leave the group, it's essentially him closing down the group. But if any other person leaves the group, that's fine. If I delete this group, the group will be dissolved. But if somebody else actually deletes the group, it's always going to delete from their own end. They will leave the group and the group will still be open. Alright, I think that will be it for this demo. I hope it was clear, and I hope it is actually good. If there's anything I did not talk about, I'll definitely maybe update it in the comments so that you can have that. And for all the issues that I encountered while I was doing these tests, for all the things that weren't working perfectly, they are going to be fixed, and I'm going to send a notification when they are fixed. So thank you, and I wish you a wonderful rest of the day.